You are welcome once again to the Guru's Perspective. Here we are talking totally today about the terrorism that are really taking over the country, the land called the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The last episode, I spoke exclusively about the 16 people that were taken and the terrorists coming to demand for 40 trillion. And I analyzed that let us interrogate the issues. It will lead us to know who are the terrorists and where they're coming from. And I spoke about Gumi's statement on June 3rd or 2nd or 3rd of 2022. And my article that I wrote about that, which you can download from my website, www.godreadtheguru.com, or go to LinkedIn of 5th of June, 2022. You will see it there. You will download it. So when we question, then we know who we need to know them. Because knowing them is one thing. We will speak about tackling the problem. One being audacious enough to tackle the problem. Now, the 40 trillion, let me just mention it today because I'm now going to those who kidnapped school children and given generous 20 days time. Something embodied them, something embodied the kidnappers or the terrorists for them to say, we are waiting for 20 days. Yes, that 20 days generosity, if we intrude into it, we will know again who they are. But let me conclude, let me say this, not conclusion, let me say this, that the richest African today on earth is our own son, our own brother. Aliko Dangote, his wealth that made FOB to place him number one in the whole of Africa is not yet up to $26.7 billion. Just to tell you the magnitude of what these people have, that heredity to say, bring this. They are ready to collect it. They believe that somebody will bring it out for them. Either complete as 40 trillion or negotiated to half of that. And we have gotten a negotiator who offer for that assignment now. And we heard what the negotiator said in 2022. Just let's make the mathematics. Let's have President Bola Tinubu to make the mathematics because he's the one who delivered the result. Ours is just to help him to make the mathematics. And let us watch him, whether he can deliver the result or not. But that's for that. Let us come back to those who abducted the 287 from those two schools, the primary school and the secondary school. In the first place, if you adopt only adults, your movement with the adults in the forest will be faster. You might be able to cover 2 kilometers in 1 hour. Or 3 kilometers in 1 hour. Even for those who can walk, because the people kidnapped with the kidnappers, no, the terrorists and those they abducted, they are from that zone. They understand that region. They understand that terrain. If they are adult, you can cover 5 miles in 1 hour. But with children, about 50 of them, ranging from the age of 5 to 8, there is no way you can cover 1 kilometer in 1 hour even. And we heard the story that when they were moving, at a point, when they heard of helicopter, of the Nigerian Air Force helicopter, they ordered the children, lie down, all of you lie down. When the helicopter would have gone, they would order them, move. So, meaning, if they cover less than 1 kilometer in 1 hour, I agree that the armed forces, the defense headquarters of the military have said that they were not alerted on time, which is another excuse of a failure, an excuse that is imbued in conspiracy to carry out felony against either the people or the government or whoever. But within the first 3 hours, if these people are unable to cover 3 miles, if they are still between 2 miles and 2.5 miles in 3 hours, with such magnitude of over 300, because they picked 287 from the school, then information says that the terrorists came about 300. If you add, let's say even 200, add 200 plus 287, that will still give you something less than 600 people. That cluster of people. Which type of fighter helicopter the Nigerian security are using? Which type of drones are they using? Don't they have this one? I know they've gotten it. That will pinpoint heat, human heat. When you have cluster of people, the heat generated, there is a sensor in most of those aircraft that will pick the heat and will tell you that their concentration of people is also so placed. Don't they have it? So which means in 3 hours, after this they would have they have not covered up to 3 kilometers from the school where they picked them. And the Nigeria military, they cannot get them. I think the time to tell that to the Marine has come. Let us face some facts. Who is behind this thing that is pulling the order? That says, march forward, don't march forward, march this, don't march this. I was told a story, and I really believed in it, that during the Liberia Civil War, General Dogoyaro, what is his first name? Joshua Awkward, Dogoyaro, went there with the aim that we finish the war within a few minutes. And thank God, he was the general officer commanding Ekomog. And he had with him a lieutenant colonel, then Major Patrick Futeta. Yes, what's his name? Whom all the West Africa troops named Officer Hurricane. If you visited as a soldier, if you visit Patrick Major Futeta, the best thing he gives to you as drink or something because he likes you is to give you a grenade bomb. That's what he gave. They were going, but we were told that some authorities somewhere, I don't know whether it is in Nigeria, who believe that if the thing is not prolonged, too much attention of inquisitive officers will come home. They removed Dogoyaro. And eventually that war went on for years, lost many lives. Do we have this type of people in Nigeria? Because the trouble in Nigeria today is caused by Nigerians, so we should not deceive ourselves. So if the Nigerian security services cannot reach these people within 5 hours, when they would have even trekked less because of those children involved, somebody is calling dog for us as goat. Are we not old enough to know the difference between goat and dog? Therefore, we should do this. That is number one. Then number two, up till now, of course, the chief of the man who gave information, the Major General, said that they have been moved to difficult terrain. Nobody wants him to come and tell us the terrain they are. So he spoke tactically as a military officer. Then Sani, the governor of Kaduna State, told us that they've moved across the borders of Kaduna State and they've moved into other states. Thank God, he is the governor. He has the sources of information. He should be able to tell us which state they are now. Because he saw them, he witnessed them. He was looking at them when they were moving across Kaduna border. So he should know where they are. Nobody should give him an excuse. He should come. That's so. Number three, do you know that Kaduna is landlocked within states in Nigeria? Kaduna has no border territory with another country. It is Zamfara here, it is Ilorin, what you call that city here, it is this one. That is how Kaduna is. So, therefore, if Kaduna can now move, which is landlocked, will be able to answer to this type of questions. It means again, the maggot that is eating the kola nut is inside the kola nut. Then finally, the question now is this. President Bola Tinubu spoke. He spoke like a man. I love what he said. He said, I am not paid dime. And he called the security men. Go and free these people out. But we are not paying dime. That is not to say that they will not pay. But this is the language the president is expected to use. For example, when all the senators, all the executives are cutting away billions and billions of naira from us, from our money, did they tell you that they are taking money? Even budget minister has told us that, there was no party, it was not illegal what they did. But that is not the issue now. We are still tackling this criminalities. Why are they taking control over Nigeria? Nobody. So for that reason, I will return back for the final part of this one. And the final part of this one, we deal with President President Bola Tinubu, how he can get his resources without paying a dime and bringing our children back.